So I'll be explaining about the CRUD operations, that is create, read, update, delete. This is a Java program. What we are going to see over here is, with this Java program we are going to get connected with a database. Okay, and with our Java program we are going to create a database like a student in MySQL. Okay, MySQL database software is there in my computer, I have installed. In that, what we will do is we will create a database named as students. Okay, then after that, in that we will insert some students data, roll number, id, etc, etc. Okay, and after that we will try to read them. Okay, that is R. First is C stands for create, then insert is nothing but, okay, that is also the part of create only. After that we will read the data, that is R stands for reading the data. Okay, that is with the case 5 over here, what you can see. Then U in the CRUD, you can see U is nothing but to update the database. We will update any particular row with any field, something like that, we will see that. Then in CRUD the last alphabet is D is nothing but performing the delete operation. So 7, 8, 9 are the three cases which you will see in the program. They will perform some delete operations. Seventh one will perform to delete only one row. Eighth will perform some table to be deleted. Ninth case is nothing but it will delete the complete database which you have created. Okay, so you will see this one. So before I go into explain each and every case in detail, what I want to show is over here how to how to compile and run the program. Okay, so you can observe here, let me enlarge this. So now just compile this program. This is the command, press enter. This is compiled. Now one more point to remember, after you compile, this is the command to run the program. Remember students, in my computer I have installed MySQL database. So whenever you are going to connect your Java program with any database, you need to have one .jar file also, which will connect your Java program with the database. Okay, so what I have done is I have downloaded a jar file, that is MySQL connector over here, and you try to remember, you have to paste this where your .java from where you are compiling, okay, or where your .class is there. Okay, I hope you have understood. Now press enter. Now see here, these are the options which your program is now asking. Now why it is asking? Because of this scanner class will now wait for you to give the input. So now these options from line number 17 till 26 have been displayed on the command prompt, as you can see. Now whatever the option you give, that will be fetched by this one, sc.nextInt. Okay, and that will be stored in option, and this switch will receive that particular number. Suppose if I give over here in the command prompt as 1 over here, I'm not pressing enter 1 now, I'm not pressing enter. If I press enter 1, so what will happen, this switch will receive 1 and it will go for case 1 and it will evaluate whatever the code is there in case 1. Similarly for case 2, case 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now you observe here, first thing what you have to do is try to remember, in this one, as I said, we are performing 4 options: create, read, update, delete. So this case 1 till case 3, they all comes under create only. Okay, so create means you have to create a database in MySQL. After your database is created, suppose like for example in this program I am creating a database student in MySQL software. Then after that you need to connect with the database student. Then after that what we will see is I will create one table known as registration in that database. So now you see here, I'm pressing enter 1 and I have pressed enter. Okay, this is the database which is created. Now you see students, what is this like? See here, before this you just observe at line number 9, this is one variable db URL. In this I have given one path over here. What is the path? You can observe here, jdbc :mysql localhost. jdbc :mysql localhost is a path by which what we can have over here is, this path will make your Java program to get connected with the database, that is MySQL, and that MySQL is present where? In localhost, means in this computer only. So that is we are providing over here in this case okay, db url. Okay, I hope you have understood. Then after that there are two more parameters, user and pass. So you can observe here line number 10 and 11, user equal to yasser, pass equal to password. So what is this is user and passes. It is the user ID and the password which you will give for your MySQL database. For example, if it is MySQL, it will have the login ID and password. So whenever you are going to install the software, you will give the user ID and password. So try to remember that. So that are these three things which are being given in this get connection method. So what will happen, this get connection method will be invoked on this driver manager and the complete data will be stored in connection class. After this is done, what you need to do is you need to invoke create statement method, and that create statement method is invoked with to a particular class object statement. Okay, STMT is any object of class statement. So after this is done, now what we are trying to do is, now we have got the connection with the database. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, in that particular database we are going to create a database named as students. So try to remember students, this is the command, create database, after that any user defined database name. So create database students. So we are trying to store in SQL. SQL is a variable over here. So now what we have to do, we have to perform this create database space students operation in MySQL. Okay, so for that one we have got one method known as execute update. So this execute update is invoked on STMT object with the parameter as SQL. Okay, so what is this SQL is having over here? It is having create database students. So with this particular line number 36, what will happen, a database will be created in MySQL with the name as students. Okay, after that this is the println which is going to display some message. Okay, this is the thing students. I hope you all have understood how to create a database in MySQL. Then after that, again case 2, you can observe here. What I'll do is I'll run it again. Now it is asking the option again. Now what to do is, after you have created the database, you have to connect with students database. Now connecting to selected database and connected database successfully. Okay, whenever you see students in MySQL, you can create any number of databases. So what is the thing you have to remember is, to which database you have to get connected, that you have to specify. So now you see here same command as line number 32, same thing, but only the new thing is, what is this db URL, as I said from line number 9, will have the path to MySQL in your local host, but as this is case 2 is, you have to get connected to students database. So what you need to do is, see, you can observe here db URL, you have to again attach it with students, concatenate with students, means db URL is nothing but getting connected with MySQL. In MySQL you have to get connected with students database, that is this, and you have to give the username and password also. That's it. After that, 47th line is what, connected to database message it will display. I hope you all have understood this. That's it with this. Then next is the third option, third case, okay, of CRUD operation, CRUD. So under C, these are the three cases. First is what, to create a database. Second case is to get connected with that database students. Third one is what, we are now going to create some data inside it. Okay, so sorry, we are going to create some table inside it, so that after the table is created, we will insert the data in it. So now as I said, there are 4 cases under C. Okay, so the third one is you have to create a table inside it. So see here, same thing. Okay, and before I explain this, I will show you again. Run this, and the third one, create a table. Okay, so table is created. So try to remember students, this is the third case which has been now executed. What do you mean by creating a table in students? Means in MySQL software you have created your database students, in that you have to create tables. After the table is created, you will insert the data. So for that one, same thing, same command, 55th one, like above case 2, then same thing 56th also, like which was there in the case 1. Okay, that is line number 33. After that, then again same thing, SQL variable. In that, the command what you have to give is, you have to give this create table, any table name, like over here it is registration. After that, you see here, this is the ID. Okay, ID belongs to some kind of information which will have in the form of numbers. So for that one, this is the data type, integer. Remember, this is the data type, integer in database. First, over here I am going to give some kind of information like first name, last name, like that. So what is the data type? Here it will be varchar. Similarly, last name, it is also some data type like some last name, like the data type as varchar. Then another information what we are trying to store is age. Okay, its data type is integer. So 4 fields we are going to provide in this table registration, okay, of the database students, that is ID, first name, last name, age. Okay, then after that SQL is assigned, we have to mention it in the database students. So for that one, this is the command, execute update. So what it will have, what it will do, line number 65, it will perform the execution. Okay, it will mention to the database students that table registration has to be created with 4 fields, ID, first, last, age, like that. So by this you can observe here, created table in given database. Then after that is done, now fourth step, fourth case. So try to remember, students. By mistake I have said 3 things. Under C, that is CRUD C, there are 4 cases. First is create a database, case 1. Then case 2 is connect with the database. Then case 3 is create a table. Then case 4 is you have to insert the data into it. So now let's first I will show you the execution of this. Okay, now what I'll do is I will again run this. It is number 4. See, inserting records into the table, it took some time and it inserted. Okay, so what is the code for this one? You can observe here. See, this is the same thing. Okay, driver manager will get the connection into this MySQL localhost in that students database with user ID and some password, whatever is there, which is assigned. Now you have to invoke an object, stmt, any object on statement class. After that, students, see here, if you understand 79 and 80th line, the other operations are same thing. We are performing 4 times the insert operation: 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86. All of them are similar only. Means what? 4 insertions we are going to do. So you observe here, SQL is equals to. So whenever you want to insert any data into a database, this is the command, insert into, and you have to specify in which table. So as we have created over here registration table, so specify registration table name, then give the keyword again values. In that, how many fields are there over here? For ID, first, last, age. So this is the ID, this is the first name, this is the last name, okay, and this is the age. After that is done, you have to perform execute update. So what this 80th line will do is, this 80th line number 80 will give the command to the database MySQL in students to insert the data, that is 109 John Doe 18. So that's it, students, with this one. Similarly, the other 3, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86 will also insert the data with the ID number 101 Ralph Smith 25, 102 Jane Baker 30, and 107 Tom Mike 28. I hope you all have understood. So these are the 4 cases which are responsible for creating database, connecting database. Third one is with creating registration table, and fourth one is inserting it into the registration table. I hope you all have understood. Then from CRUD, CRUD, then the next step is to read. After C is done, R is nothing but to read the data what you have inserted into it. Before I explain you the case 5, that is nothing but the case 5 is to read the data. I will show you the output. So now you see here, again run the program. Now as I said, from CRUD, CRUD, R stands for reading the database, means what is there inside the database. So that is what over here, that is at line number 5, case number 5. So I will give the input over here 5 from my keyboard. I'm pressing enter. Now see here, it has displayed the data which was inserted from case number 4. I hope you all have understood this. So now let's see this. See students, this is also very simple. Line number 95, same thing. Line number 96, same thing. But to fetch the data from a database, the class which is responsible to fetch is result set. Try to remember, result set is the class which is responsible to fetch the data. So create an object, and on statement object you have to perform this method, execute query. This execute query is the one which is responsible to get the connection to the database. Now you observe here, execute query is having the parameter as query. So query is nothing but is one variable which is from line number 12. What is that line number 12 is? Observe here. I haven't said this initially, now I am saying. So what is this is? Select is a predefined keyword. ID first, last, age are what? The fields from the table. Which table? Registration. So try to remember, select is the predefined keyword. It is the one which is going to select, or it is the one which is going to fetch the data. What data? ID first, last, age. But from where? From is also a keyword. From where? From registration table. Now let's go to case number 5. So this is the result set which will fetch the data. So now use while loop, rs.next. As you people know, you have learned this one in collection framework also. The purpose of next method, what it will do, it will check whether something is there or not. So initially there are 4 fields. The 4 fields or 4 data, 4 IDs are there. So you can observe here, system.out.print ID. It will on ID double quotes it will display. But what is this? rs.getInt ID. So get int of ID means over here. What is the ID? 101. So that it will print in this place 101. Okay. Similarly, its age. What is the age? 18. If it is 109, if it is 18, then to that one only. What is first name and last name? How to fetch the name as they are of data in the form of strings. So the method to fetch that field is getString for first name and last name. So I hope you all have understood this case number 5. Then now the next thing is to update the data. So before I explain, before I show you the output, what we are trying to update, that only I will show you students. You can observe, and after that I will execute and I will show you. It's very simple. So as I said, in CRUD, CRUD, C is finished, R is finished. Now next is U. U is nothing but update. So what we are going to do is update command is from line number 15 till line number 16. That much only, and the rest of the thing is same thing, students. So please try to learn in serial order. If you learn case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5, case 6 is combination of that only. Okay, it's very simple, students. Few things are only being updated in each and every case. Other things are same thing. As you can see in case 5, whatever is there in case 5, that is there in case 6. Only line number 115 and line number 116. Means 115 and 116 is one line only, which is divided into 2. So you know, you see here. So what is this? SQL is equals to update. So update is a keyword, predefined keyword. It will perform some update operation. In what we are going to do changes in the table registration. Okay, so now try to remember, in that where we are going to do is, we are performing age equal to 35, where ID in 101, 107, 109 means what? We are going to set the age as 35, whoever's ID is 107 and 109. That's it. So I'm repeating again, you have to give the keyword update, and to whom you want to update, to the table registration, you have to use the keyword set, and what you want to change the age to 35. To whose age? To the ID which belongs to 101, 107, 109. And the rest of the thing is same thing. Perform this update, then use this result set class to display the data again. Okay, I hope you have understood. Now you can observe here. I will compile this, and as you can see, this is I have not given the option 6 and I have not pressed 6 enter. I will, but before I will give the option as 6. You observe here, ages are 25, 30, 28 and 18. But you can see here what we are trying to do is, you can see here where I am moving my cursor, wherever the ID 101, 107, 109 is there, it has to become now updated as 35. So just observe here 101, 107, 109, they are having the ages like 25, 28, 18. Okay, now as we are going to perform update operation, you can observe here, give 6. See here, observe with this ages, whatever the ages are over here, they have been updated. So that's it students with case 6. Next is case 7, case 8, case 9. These 3 cases are responsible for performing the delete operation. Okay, so from CRUD we have finished create, read, update. Now is the delete option. Now simple students, same thing, previous one, get connected with database, this one, then same thing. Okay, just you see here what we are trying to do is, okay, we are going to delete some data. So try to remember again, delete from where? From the table registration. You have to give the command delete. Delete is the predefined keyword. From where? From the table registration. That is the thing. And in that also, which one we want to delete is the ID which is belonging to 102. So what will happen? It will delete this row from the table with the ID 102. Okay, so and the rest of the thing is, and after that what you need to do, you have observed right in case number 6543 that you need to update the database with this command line number 137 as parameter over here. And the rest of the thing is from 140 to 146 you have to display after line number 139 has been done. So now you see here I am going to show you, as we are going to delete, where is that? We are going to delete some data which is belonging to line number, with the ID number 102. So you have to observe this ID number 102, complete data will be removed from the table. Now it is asking you to give the option, give line number, option number 7. Now you see here, there is no data belonging to ID number 102. That means we have successfully deleted the information from the tables to registration. Okay, next case, now observe in next case, it is going to delete the table itself. Okay, means what? Your whole complete table will be deleted. Table name is registration. So everything from the registration will be removed. That is directly delete the table, everything will be removed. Okay, so just observe here, what is the command? SQL equal to drop database students. Drop table registration. We are deleting only the table first now. After that, you have to perform the execute update. Provide line number 8. See, table deleted in given database. Okay, one thing student, as we have deleted the table, you can observe now if you want to display some data, whatever is there in that particular table, you give option number 5, what you will get. Okay, so as it is mentioning, students registration table doesn't exist. Why this is giving like this? Because we have deleted the table. We have deleted. That is why it is mentioning that there is no registration table now. Okay, student, that's it with this. Then the last case, directly instead of deleting the table, if you want to delete the database students at all, so what to do is same thing, give the command drop database students and perform execute update. Okay. So now see, deleted. Now what I'll do is, again I will show you display line number 5. What it is mentioning now, you see, if we are going to see unknown database students, why it is giving you this error message that there is no student database at all. Okay students, that's it with this particular program. Again, one thing I want to mention, try to remember, whenever you are going to compile the program, it is same the old thing only. java c space filename.java. But when you want to run the program, this is the thing you have to give: java space minus cp, which is nothing but copy path. There are many other ways also. You can follow any article in Google. Many articles are there in Google. Okay, you have to mention the path of .jar file, that is connector java. So in my computer I have installed MySQL, that's why I have to get the MySQL connector.jar. With this you have to compile the you have to run the program. Okay students, that's it with this.